the fires of hope and prayer.
With boundless faith in our destiny,
We solemnly declare.
Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea. This our native land. We pledge our lives to thee.
Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place.
And may God bless our
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn. So good morning and welcome to Vincy Mass 2025. Welcome to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Welcome to Breaking Dawn. And of course, my name is Stephen Reese and I'm here until 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning. It is Carnival Monday. It is Juve morning. Paint, powder, mud, oil, and madness here in Vincy. And we had a very, very hectic weekend. We didn't get much sleep last night, did we, fellas? I don't think we did, you know. No, we didn't get any. Yeah, I know for sure Jungle Juice didn't get any, he and Christoph, because they upstairs with me, and I had to knock on the door this morning and say, yo, is he outside? Only to hear, huh? What? I know fellas would have been in trouble this morning when I woke up this morning. I think I was the first up. I want to bet my money I was the first person to be up this morning, as I usually are. Yeah. And I checked the phone, and in the Vincy Mass team chat, I see Ezzy message about 3 o'clock this morning and say, fellas, I'll be outside at 4:15 a.m. for those who have to go Juve, right? And I didn't see anybody respond. And it's like, well, that's kind of odd. Because usually I don't responses, so I'll be mad in the bed sleeping there. Next day, I sit down drinking a cup of coffee. I said, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I'll call Crystal a little while to organize for the morning show. Next thing you know, my phone ringing. It's Ezzy. Oi, Steph. Tell them fellas are downstairs now. Well, boy, I know it's only I up in the house. So I don't go to wake up men now, eh? I knock on 3 doors, so. Knock. I say, Ezzy downstairs. I go and sit down and make 2 slices of toast. I sit down with my coffee. I realize half an hour passed over and you get it. I say, wait. I go back, knock, hear him, open! I open the door, so I say, Ezzy downstairs, hear him, what? What? Huh? And I ain't lying, eh? Them fellas just get ready quick, eh? I ain't lying. He said, Christoph up? I said, well, I'll knock Christoph door now. Knock on Christoph door. Christoph come out here and buy up since 4 o'clock. I said, you wake up nobody in the house. Christoph like, he up 4 o'clock. You know when you wake up and you come in late, you ain't get no sleep. But you're up, eh? but you just don't want to wake up anybody else because it means you had to get up out of the bed. You know that kind of way? And here now, we had some rain this morning. Me, I know, partner. I take off the air condition, everything, you know. I'm telling you, I start to feel like an Eskimo boy. I take that off one time. And I don't know why, but I find it was making oddly real cold now, boy. It's when I look up at the unit, I had it on 17. I said, Stefan, what you doing with this unit on 17? I mean, we're in the tropics, we're in the Caribbean, but it's not that kind of party. I sent it up to 20, and I survived. But nevertheless, we have a few things to discuss. We're going to be some highlights of what took place over the weekend here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's been a terrific stay. And finally, Diego touched down on Friday. Right? And I finally get some good food. Right? Thanks. I'd big up Diego. I'd big up Diego for kind me by, what's the man name? Four Shells. Big up Four Shells, boy. Your food tastes good. I was a little skeptical about eating potato salad over the night. Yeah. But, yeah, it was safe. It was good to go. It tastes fresh, like it now make now, boy. The rice was on point. The wings, you put the wing in your mouth and you just slide it off. Everything was good to go. So, you know what I mean? Christmas Eve, he didn't take food there. Because Chris like his belly, he like a good meal. You know what I mean? And after the experience by Yellows there, well, it's pressure. All right? So I tell you what. Listen, the Yellows the code. Not so. So anyway, we got some things to talk about. We have some news that we got to get to you. Out of the news. Remember, we try to deal with all the current affairs as well. So we're going to take some calls in just a little bit. Before we get into all of the coverage of the Vinci Mass 2025, we're talking about Happy Mess. We have that? I don't wait for Chris to give me the head bob because Chris had a busy weekend too. So we know he get the footage. Is what he have edited. I know he say, yeah, Soca Monarch for sure. Fireman Hooper and Skinny Fabulous won the Soca Monarch with Erupt. And boy, that was a movie. And Chris was in the madness. Well, the whole team was in the madness. We send the cameramen in clean. They come back out powdery. They come back out with ashes and all kind of thing on them, all their clothes. We want to know, wait till I'm tall here, you know what I mean? Yeah, boy. I'm telling you. Don't get a little different. So, we got the Soca Monarch, we got Happy Mess. We were in an event called Flair. Flair was a nice event. We were in Evo, as well as one of the CDC events. And James EP, boy, James EP still have it, boy. He still have it. I ain't lying. James EP still have it. I forget how much tune James EP sing until I was there in Evo and get the reminder. Yeah, boy. Big up my boy Scorpion to close the show. Scorpion, I ain't see you since I here, boy. The last time I was in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in 2018, is he carried me and said, we sit down by a bar, we take a drink, oh gosh, you know. Yeah, that's my lineman partner, Scorpion. Right? I ain't see Hans John. Hans was in the Raga and the Power Soca finals on Saturday. I was down there, but I didn't get to see him, boy. And I didn't want to see him there. Because, when artists are then prepping themselves and psyching up themselves to go out and get performance, you didn't really want to distract them. But, hey, my brethren, what's going on here? That time and place. But Hans, pick up yourself. Yeah, man, what else we had? We had Wet Republic. That was yesterday. We actually had, what was the event we do before Wet Republic? It's Soca Monarch. Right, it was Soca Monarch into Wet Republic, which went real late last night because I wasn't supposed to go so late. And then we went on, we went on to the Marshall, we make a little pass through there. And today is Juve, AM Jamboree, and we have T-shirt Mass, which goes right down to 12 midnight. Yeah, and then we back out on Tuesday for Mardi Gras, which starts at around maybe somewhere after 8, 9, 10, yeah, somewhere around this one. right? So that's the Mardi Gras. And then, well, Wednesday morning, we're back here to wrap up things for the Vinci Mass week that we've been here. And I tell you what, boy, we got a little rain, but nothing wrong with a little rain. And you know, I can't understand the Wet Republic crew. You go on a party named Wet Republic. Rain started falling, everybody looking for shelter. I don't understand that. Waiters went on there last night. I see people started run looking for shelter. Like, now the only reason why I went on that tent is because I know we had to go to the Mardi Gras after. So I didn't want to go there in wet clothes. But if I come in the fete, I talking about girl in two-piece and thing, you know, with a little, what they call it, the wrap thing, this netted, whatever they call it. You know, I see all of them, I say, you're done in a bathing suit, you're by the beach. The name of the thing is Wet Republic. Where are you going? You're supposed to embrace the water. The makeup? There's no makeup to save the. Don't do it that. There you go. Don't do it that. Don't do it that. And then no, because that already we couldn't see nobody makeup. When it get dark, you know. When it get dark, when the sun went down, you know. But I'm telling you. But I could have barely see NCW and look at his size. The man tall, and I looking for him and can't see him. You can't see nothing inside. I'm telling you. But real good vibes. I must make a mention of this too. We had to acknowledge, right, that for the entire Vinci Mass Carnival so far, I don't want to jinx it. We're going to knock on wood. We have been informed that for the entire Vinci Mass period, could you believe this? There has been not one incident. There has not been one incident. Not a bottle in Pelch, not a big stone in launch, not a blade in pass, nothing like that. No robbery, no killing, no nothing, right? That is official reports coming from the police here, who are consulted with every morning. How last night went by, any reports, what has happened? No incidents to report, nothing like that. So that's a new one for me. That's a new one for me because Lord Father, here, nice to come to a carnival and have no incidents. You understand? I stepped on a man last night in a fete and he tell me sorry. That is the kind of, yeah, like I don't know, like he tell me, he say hard luck this soldier, you know? Like he put his foot under my foot like by mistake, I don't know. But I know I step on him. So I know, and I wanted to know what you apologized to me for. Mario Wappen. Mario. You see he answering? He know what he do. He know what he do. He know. Mario is decoded. Right? That's the brand. Mario does not drink alcohol. But yesterday in Wet Republic, somehow, some way, right? When men taking it easy because we had the Mardi Gras and whatever, Mario show up with a bottle of Johnny Walker. Rest it down. A bag of ice, a bottle of Hennessy, 2 pineapple juice to chase with, a set of cups, and then a bottle of Sunset rum. And a Captain Bligh. And he don't drink. And I didn't realize it until after, boy. I said, but wait now, Mario, what is going on with you? You can begin on Sabi and drinking over that kind of fete. It's in that kind of vibes now. Because I know I had to get up and, you know what I mean? If it was Saturday into Sunday, yeah, right? I would have expressed myself. But I know it's Sunday into Monday, so our boy had to be careful. Yeah. We had to tread carefully. We had to tiptoe around the alcohol. NCW was with us because he over here for the Vinci Mass too. And he decided to play brave and take a shot at Sunset. He nearly did. I tell him that. I said, brother man, I don't know what's the number for the ambulance here and the emergency services, so please do not engage in that Sunset. I think he's the only man that take a drink of Sunset and was a cork full. Yeah. And I thought he was good, and you know. But the man who don't drink alcohol put all the alcohol there. And it's only after that, you know. But we thank you for the roast pork, Mario. The roast pork lash. It lash. Yeah, you save life for that boy. Who was that cat? Demas. Like Demas? And that the best roast pork on the island? Now he pork tastes good. I must say. The roast pork tastes good. And I must say too, Wet Republic, it had real vendors, boy. Well, in fact, it had plenty food vendors. It had plenty people too, boy. How many people all you had in Afet yesterday? What do you think, Mario? About 12, 15? No, he thinking 1,000. I would think that 12, 15.
No, the VIP alone.
Well, I didn't go across, I didn't see the VIP section.
The VIP alone was about 700.
I wasn't going through that crowd. We I'm on the outskirts.
Yeah, that crowd was.
You know? But it's Vinci Mas. What I go tell all you. All right? And anyway, you put on a bull riding machine and girls go on and try to ride the bull, well, it's entertainment. We were there for like the first 45 minutes. I must admit, it was very interesting, you know, to see all these girls just going to ride this bull and the bull just spinning and they're trying to hold on and they're flying off and all kind of, it was, you know, it was entertaining, you know what I mean? Major attraction. All right, in the news there this morning, before I get myself in trouble, I'm going to leave everything else alone. New CCJ president says make the court the final appellate body. And I say no, I stick with the Privy Council still. I don't care who the new CCJ president is. I don't care which one all it is. I stick in with the Privy Council. I've seen it already on countless occasions. Men lost here, they lost, they appeal, they lost. When they reach the Privy Council, they win. Why? Because the law lords don't hold no favor with nobody in the Caribbean. So I don't trust, I stick in with the Privy Council. Gadsby Dolly disappointed in SEA awards return. Well, boy, you'll get to that. Put down the guns. Grieving sister pleads for peace after Valencia triple shooting. Beckel says the PNM must unite to defeat the wicked government. I will come back to that. Commissioner of Police launches probe into police prom video. Wait, hold on. Prom? Men in the police service walking around with what they call it, a corsage? Prom? I don't know. Is prom? Is prom it say no? I don't know prom short for promotion. Promotional video. I don't know what kind of prom they're talking about here. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has ordered a formal investigation into a video circulated on social media that appears to show a marked police vehicle being used to take an unidentified young woman to a social event. Okay. Concern continues to grow over the footage. So it's a police vehicle that picked up a young female to take her to an event, a social event. Okay, I'd see that. And they were posing for photos in front of the police SUV with its flashing blue lights. Several social media sites captioned the video as Prom 2025. We have prom in Trinidad and Tobago now. Prom is a thing. Oh, you mean we always had prom? We don't have prom in my days. Oh, God, boy. Prom, Halloween. Jesus and ages, Lord. How much thing all you got up again, boy? Prestige shares 50 cents dividend ahead of Agostini acquisition offer. Government plans targeted support for low SEA scorers. Port of Spain man beaten and shot on Arpita Avenue. Ex-inmate awarded $140K for prison beating. Contractors claim against CPEP withdrawn. New lawsuit coming. I understand they filed this claim and then had to withdraw it within 24 hours. You just can't beat Aaron Ram Logan, you know. Ram Logan is the daddy. Like what Marshall had said in Dungan Experience. I's the daddy. Ram Logan is the daddy. Yeah. He's the law. Any lawyer, he's the daddy. You understand? So, I tell you what, those are some of the headlines in the paper this morning. We're 21 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. And We're going to take the break. We're going to take the first break. But before we go to the break, just a little reminder here, very quickly, as we prepare to step out here and step back in. Let me just get my vibration here in order. All right, here we go. So, as we prepare to take the break, I want to remind you about Seth. Why all about? I'm Seth now. All right, now Seth will be on next week. Yeah? I've preempted his segment until next week. So Seth Wiles Holistic Health Clinic, powered by nutritional therapy. It's simple. Why manage a disease when you can reverse them naturally? And they specialize in reversing cancer, digestive disorders, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, and more. And it's drug-free, supplement-free, and dealing with root cause healing. You can book your appointment today and rebuild your health from the inside out naturally. And this is drug-free, supplement-free. You could call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. All right? So check out Seth today. Also, we have Chef Shiraz. Chef has a series of courses that are starting in the July-August vacation period. And they include the food, restaurant, and catering workshop, the summer kids cooking classes, the certificate in culinary arts, the baking and pastry, and the creative international cuisine. So make sure and sign up with Chef today. You could call him or WhatsApp him on 3724639 or 7375097. Also, I want to remind you about Flow. Yeah. So we want you to get non-stop protection with Armor Security with 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response. You and your loved ones stay protected day and night. It's Armor Security powered by Flow in partnership with All Pro Security. Protection that moves to your beat. Visit discoverflow.co for more details. And finally, as we head to the break here, I also want to remind you to pick up the Keolic range of products. It's backed by science and made from that aged garlic extract. They got several products within the Keolic range. They include the Keolic Cleanse and Digestion, the Keolic Blood Pressure Health, the Keolic Cholesterol Health, the Keolic Total Heart Health, and the Keolic Circulation Health. And they're all proven to be effective in sustaining healthy levels, and all includes the aged garlic extract formulation. They also have the Keo Green Powder Drink Mix, the Keo Plus Probiotics, and you could pick them up at any pharmacy or health store across the country. And for more information, you could WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to touch base on the phone lines before we get into the Vinci Mass coverage. And then we have Eden Heights on a little bit later on in the second hour, around 7:35. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
I'm looking for a magic for this disaster of a war.
You need a master plan.
A what?
Kaleidoscope Weather Master Exterior Latex Emulsion. It stands up to our wicked sun and crazy rain. It shields against fading, protects against mildew, and is crack resistant. This paint so tough that it is tried and tested against British standards and formulated with European raw material.
Kaleidoscope Weathermaster Exterior Latex Emulsion, the premium outdoor paint that protects and shields against fading. Available at hardware and Kaleidoscope color shops nationwide.
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
No time to waste this vacation. Join Elders Classes Vacation Bootcamp.
Our vacation program has a wide range of CSEC subjects. Also, this vacation, we have an 8 weeks conversational Spanish course. Tradition allows us at Elders to pass on what we know and what we love.
Drill them this vacation. No kicks. Join your batch.
So we're back. Nice, man. So as we return, we want to go to the phone lines, touch base with you guys. We haven't spoken to you since Friday. And as we prepare to do that, there's a couple things that jumped out over the weekend. This one with the SEA's results, the SEA Awards. Let me just give you that one very quickly here. You have the headline? SEA, yeah. So, former Education Minister Dr. Nan Gadsby-Dolly is disappointed to see the return of the recognition of top secondary entrance assessment performers. She said, quote, I see the awards are back, but I also see the divisiveness is back again, and that is exactly what the PNM took the decision not to not do and avoid. However, let's see how it goes. What divisiveness? I don't understand. I don't know. Is it any way similar to giving out contracts to PNM only contractors and people days before election? We talking about that kind of divisiveness? What are we talking about? We're talking about giving out the top secondary entrance assessment performers, which is something that always happens at the end of a SEA. You must acknowledge the top 3 or the top students. I don't see anything wrong with that. You all stop that because let me see if they remind us why they stopped. Yeah. In 2020, the Ministry of Education under Gadsby Dolly's leadership stopped releasing the names of the exam's top performers following a mix-up with the award of the President's Medal. Since then, SEA rankings were only available by Freedom of Information request. Why it is I had to go through I had to file a Freedom of Information Act request to get SEA rankings? I don't know, maybe I must be going mad. In 2020, you see what happened in 2020, yeah? A lot of things kind of went haywire, especially in the education system. And yeah, we could give you a break. I will give you a break, and I will say COVID had something to do with that, because it was something new that people had to deal with in terms of certain changes and adjustments that had to be made. The education sector was one that really had to make some serious adjustments, because remember, they shut down the schools and all these things, and children had to adapt themselves to online learning, and then they weren't set up properly for that and things like that, right? Inclusive of other things and whatever this mix-up was. I can't remember it off the top of my head specifically, the mix-up with the award of the President's Medal. But, I mean, I don't see how that is divisive. If you have 17,870 students, which is what we had this year, right? We had 11.65% scoring 30% or below. We had 66.18% scoring 50% or above. And we had 2.36% scoring 90% or above. 2.36% of those students scored over 90%. 2.36. Not 10%, not 15%, not 13%, not 20% out of 100, 2.36. So we have a very small group of students that performed above average, way above average. Why shouldn't they be acknowledged? Is that a mystery to me? Why? How is that divisive? I'll tell you what is divisive. Let me tell you what's divisive. What's divisive in the education system that nobody seems to want to deal with, and I'm waiting to see if this administration will deal with it, is the, what do you call it, fellas, the placement of students into secondary schools. That system, something is wrong with that system. There are some things that are wrong with that, because I've heard parents say, but my child score X amount, right? They score 80-something%, whatever the case might be, 70-some%, whatever. And that would have gotten them into the first or second choice or whatever the case might be, or second choice or whatever. And for some reason or the other, they were zoned, or whatever the case is, and they go into a school that is considered to be not as good as the ones that they put on the choices and what they should have qualified for. And we know with the boards and stuff, they got a certain percentage of students that, you know. But I think that placement sometimes could be a bit divisive, if we want to use the word divisive then, right? Because I've heard a lot of parents complain about that. But 327-7400. Let me just go to the phone line here and find out from you guys, because I don't understand what's the problem with the awards. I really, really don't understand it. I don't understand why the children shouldn't be acknowledged. Hello, good morning. Maybe somebody could explain it to me.
question, Stefan. To explain that, maybe Ms. Dolly you gotta try to reach out to Ms. Dolly for that. My take really on this SCA thing. There are a lot of things in SCA that need to get fixed.
Correct.
A lot of things.
But caller,
But I do not think on that.
But I do not think that the recognition of top secondary entrance assessment performers is one of the things that need to be fixed. If children excel and they performed, why not acknowledge them?
I think his recognition is good. It have some fringe people amongst us in the society that will say some kind of funny things when they really shouldn't say it and take away from the moment. So the moment is not to be divisive, but I heard some divisive things already, and I wouldn't repeat it. I don't want to start a storm fire with them. When I read in comments, I don't really read too much of comments because kind of things people say it really out of place for the moment in time. So I don't know if that is what I don't want to talk for the former minister, but I don't know if it's that she's referring to.
But you know what was interesting? You know what's interesting, caller? Did you see the top performers?
From what, this year?
Yeah.
No.
All right, let me tell you what stands out.
I didn't pay much attention. I was watching Moody more than the...
But I hear you, but let me tell you what stands out. Nicholas Dolly. Nicholas Dolly, a boy. Usually girls that stop these things, over the last few years. Nicholas Dolly, you know what was the school? Shoguna's Government Primary School. Not a private school or what people consider to be a prestige primary school, but a government primary school. Homeschooled, the second best performer was a homeschool student, Xavier Telesford, another boy. Right?
Okay.
Then you had Sandhya Budram Mahara. You know what school she went to? Macaulay Government Primary, another government primary school. And then you had Kailash Dial Singh of Exchange Presbyterian and Ashlyn Ramkisoon of Jordan Hill Presbyterian. Right? But the government primary schools have performed.
Wow.
So if you take away the acknowledgement of the top performers, do you not in some way take away the achievement or the improvement of the government primary school that they represented or that they went to?
I agree with you, Stefan. I agree with you. And I mean, they stopped it in 2020 from a ministerial point of view. And I mean, I tell you, I heard some divisive things. Now, you could always have people for and against it.
And you will always have idiots.
Always have people and you always have idiots in between on both sides of the argument. Who want to push it to an extreme level where you self will not say, nah, boy.
Yeah.
See that? I don't agree with that statement, who make about this thing here. You know
Correct.
what I mean? So, at the end of the day, the acknowledgement of any child is good. But when people use divisive things to say about the other children or this particular child to raise them, but the child themselves might even want that kind of thing is saying about them.
Yeah.
Say, that is not why I think, and I just glad I do well, and really and truly, it's good for the schools, and congratulations to the children and them.
Yeah.
And one piece of advice, and don't take it the wrong way, but you have to, when they were in short pants on TV, you had to hide it.
Well, public thing, public thing. All right, later. Public. Yeah, man. Good advice, though. Yeah, and my point is, when you fail to acknowledge these top students, right? What you're doing in turn is you're taking away from the achievement of the school and having the top performer. These were government primary schools. Should they not be acknowledged? Because we have this perception that when people put a long choice for the children, they only want to put on college and convent. Nobody do put on a government school for the child to go to. Is always the main ones. Fatima, Naparima, CIC. These are the convents. St. Joseph Convent, this convent, that convent. Nobody to put on no government school because it is perceived that the convents and the colleges are a higher standard of learning, and everybody want a child to go there, right? It also perceived that they're less violent too, but I mean, we've seen otherwise in the past, right? So yeah. Hello, morning.
Morning, Stefan. Good morning.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Man, Gong here, boy. Hey, Stefan, you know, sometimes when we miss an opportunity, but you wish you could bring back a date that time and that day.
Yeah.
But Stefan, boy, I have a problem. Where you permit me to say happy birthday, boy, to a certain person, boy.
Quickly, go ahead.
Friday was my wife's birthday, boy, and I forget this woman clean, boy, and I ain't pressure since Friday. So I really waiting this one to say happy birthday to Savitri Naidu. And this coming from me, man of the ground, my daughter Shalini, she mother Debbie, Elsie, and Sampat. Now, also I want to say happy birthday to my child grandfather, which is the day Sonny Harinarayan and his wife Jean Harinarayan.
All right.
Everyone have a blessed day, boy.
Yeah, man, no problem.
You look good in our short pants, boy. You look real good in our short pants. I will touch back to you with our short pants later.
Is Juve boarded here, you know? Is Juve boarded here? Although worry, there's wear long pants on the set when I in Trinidad. There's wear long pants, a little frightened, but it's our short pants vibes. Morning! Man and put no long pants or walk from upstairs to downstairs to do a show. Sorry. Morning, yeah.
Man in the ground. That girl gonna leave you, but you
That man say he forget your wife, you know.
I'm sorry for you. But as far as the school thing is concerned,
Yeah.
when you give children an award, it gives them that incentive and motivates them now for them to progress and to move forward and to become achievers. And the parents also spend more time now behind the children, hoping that they will be the ones who will be highlighted. Plus, that President's Award is a very important thing because we'll carry that down as accomplishments throughout my lifetime. The schools will get a better name, the teachers will get a better name, and the whole nation will move towards education and peace and happiness rather than violence. So, Dr. Nayan Gatsby, during your time, there was more violence. Is one, and the second issue with that is that people were scoring less marks. So, you're in opposition, stay there, stay quiet, and watch things as it unfold. Look at things happening a little different and see how it progresses before you come in. Have a nice day, man.
All right, cool. Well, you know, on the pass rate being lower under Gatsby Dolly, I must acknowledge like I said, the COVID-19 period, the online learning, a lot of students fell back, so it had a lot to do with that too. You know? Hello, good morning. And I think we're now coming out of that kind of recovery period for children. Hello, good morning. We're children back to normal.
Stefan.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
I don't know if you eat for the morning yet, but I just hope so.
Now, is he taking us, CDC taking us a breakfast this morning after Juve?
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I say about that, they should never stop publishing that. Because look at you can now come out and say the top performers. If you didn't publish that, you feel you could have said that, Mr. Stefan?
Well, exactly. Not only that. What about the school that they attended? Now somebody might look at Chagona's government primary differently and say, well, you know, last year they had the top performer. It looked like a school that my child could go to, and I know my child go and get a proper education. You know what I mean?
You saying the right thing, because parents now will say to themselves, well, I had to run from this school or that school because it had good teachers in that school because, you know, things happening good. You understand? So they should never stop that in the first place. Because what happened last time is some mix-up with a child who come out first and they put the child who come out first second. Do you remember that?
Yes. Boy. Yes. Go ahead. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so they had to revert back to that child.
Right.
Come out first then. So that was the problem. So it was no COVID thing, right? But the whole idea is, I want to say this, but I know some people wouldn't like how I'm saying this. But I don't really mean anything because I am of Negro descent, right? Or let me say African descent, or what they want to say. The Indian children used to outclass the African children in this
in terms of top performance. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and especially Lashmi girls. You understand?
Lashmi girls, I ain't seen Lashmi girls on this list here of top performers.
Right. You understand what I say? And they always in front, right? So because of that now, they wanted to stop that because it come like you're promoting a certain type of race then. So, but it's not that.
the things in Trinidad have no race. We are Trinidadian, and anybody who perform here, they should call it as it is, right? So
Okay.
I just only want to say one thing before I go quickly. Right now, we have Al Carnival in Trinidad. Was I think Friday night. I think down between Friday or Saturday night, boy, down in Shogunas, boy, was Gatsby Dolly and then balling out for Kamla all the time. Kamla. Meaning it was a calypso she was singing. I go on, boy.
All right, no problem. I hear you. Lord Father. Oh God, Lord. Oh God, fire upon the PNM. Here he comes. Hello, good morning. Fire upon the PNM, he get through. Yeah, what going on, man? Talk to us. Yeah, go ahead.
As a parent,
Go ahead. Start over because we lost you there.
Alright, yeah.
God, boy, fire upon the PNM, boy. Wherever you are right now, your signal going and coming.
Yeah, remember?
You're breaking up bad. Oh gosh, I gotta take our next one. You're breaking up. Hello, morning. Call me about like a minute again. Morning.
A very, very good morning to you, Stefan. I still envy
Yeah, man.
that you're there and I here in Trinidad.
Yeah, man. No problem,
But
man.
Stefan, I want you to think about this very, very carefully. Analyze it, digest it, analyze it. And when you come back to Trinidad, I want you to give me an answer. During the joint sitting of the House of Parliament, while Narendra Modi was addressing the House, do you know 3/4 of the parliamentarians on the opposite side, on the opposition, was on their phone?
No, I did not know that.
If you look at the joint address, you will see plain as daylight. And I think that was gross disrespect. All the best. Have a great day.
All right, no problem. I didn't really see that. Like I say, I didn't. It's not. Well, we're in the middle of Carnival here too, so I would not pay attention to everything, especially the joint address. But morning. But a visiting prime minister like Modi, and you all on the phone while the man delivering his address is. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, man, morning again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as I
Nicola,
was
now.
saying, whilst I have no issues with the names of these children being published, right? What guys we done, them supposed to be talking. Look at these schools that you call, Stefan, right? They are government schools. But what's the next thing? Where are these schools situated? Then who constituencies?
Well, Shogunas, Macaulay, Exchange. I don't know where Jordan Hill Presbyterian is. And one is homeschool, but a couple of them in Central, Central South kind of thing, yeah.
What Gasby Dali is supposed to be advocating for is why it is none of the government schools in the PNM health constituencies doesn't be producing these type of students. For the life of me, I've never heard since this seating come out and the publishing names. I've never heard no school from no PNM constituency, no part of the country having top performance students. But once again, this is the PNM for you. They spend so much time in office, now they come out, I want to play Pontius Pilate. But fire upon them, Stefan.
Oh, Lord.
You understand? Fire upon them. And I don't know if you would permit me. I just like to send happy birthday greetings to Mr. Star Jackie. Happy belated birthday. Right? Anyway,
All right,
Stefan,
no problem.
Can only be safe for Vincent Benson.
Of
Yeah,
course.
man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we safe here. Don't frighten. We safe here. All right, I can take our winners. Let's see if I can catch our winners here. Morning. Hello, morning. Oh God, you're listening on your phone. I ain't had time to stick. 327-7400. All right? And when we come back from the break, we're gonna get into the issue with well, not the issue, but we're gonna get into a little footage and some of the highlights here of Vinci Mass 2025. Morning.
Good morning, Stefan. How you going, man?
I dey cool, man. What's up?
Cool. Normal thing. Usual bacchanal in Trinidad. As a illiterate dunce trying to bring down people who try to strive as usual.
Oh, Lord.
You understand? But what you gonna do again, boy? You know? I just want to know, How we get to find out who's using Bolt and all the popular people, Jordan and all this kind of thing, isn't by trying to test them to see who's the best. Why we have Olympics? Why we have horse racing? Why we have all these kind of things? Just to make money or for people to try to do their best and to show what they're capable of.
Correct.
Why it is we have this issue when it is that the children them work so hard. We just always complain how stressful it is and how this and that and all kind of bacchanal. But when the exam finish now and it is a reward, the people them who do excellent, we have an issue with that.
You have an issue with that,
You know something really wrong with we had in this country, you know, boy. Until these people them don't start to wake up and look in the States from 3-year-old is had the spelling bee competition where children from all over the country just participate. That's a big thing over there. You know? They don't have no issue with that. And when you look at the people them who top it, there's some little Indian migrants where their glasses tick like a Coke's bottle, and you know they are appreciated, and you will never hear no racist comment and all kind of nonsense coming from that country. And over here now, when we have something that children work the whole from ABC to 12 years old, they work hard, they study and everything, and then we have somebody like Gatsby Dolly to come and make them kind of statement. And boy, it's so disgraceful. And you know what happened? It have a culture in this country. All they good for us to do is to bring down their own people, boy. That's the embarrassing thing. You read any kind of comments coming from the Modi visit to the little African boy that
Yeah. They say he tried to push him aside and all kind of thing. But I mean, I saw the entire clip. It wasn't like that. They tried to propagate something, but if you saw the full video, he was trying to position each child on the side and one in the middle and take the picture with them. And what happened is, I think the protocol officer read the play wrong, and she probably thought when he put the child to the left that he would and she kind of moved the child to the back. But I don't know if she read the play wrong. But after that, he came back out, and he positioned everybody, and they took the picture. It was nothing.
And the see where Kamala was in the picture?
Yeah, right behind him.
Kamala was way down in the back here. I said like this lady coming to bring water or some kind of thing, and she was the prime minister.
Yeah, and she took a back seat. Yeah. She took a back seat.
You understand? That just show the mentality, how they like to bring down each other. Just imagine the prime minister for so long could look at a prominent, decent man like John Jeremy and call him a dog in the public domain. That what it good for. Never uplift, always break down. As soon as you see you don't fall in the category and the culture that they promote, the evil, wicked, nasty PNM culture.
Oh, Lord.
That's what they like to do, break them down.
All
Okay,
right.
good morning, sir. Fire burn the PNM.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, sorry, we got to take a break when he calls. Maybe that's a good thing. It's a hot morning. No, but I saw the video where they cut out this little clip, this little like 15-second clip. And they put up this caption, it was something like look how they put him to the back, or, you know, why, you know, and it was imagine this, the idiotic thing is this, yeah? You have a prime minister like Modi that comes to visit. I understand it did cause a lot of traffic. Some people still didn't get over that yet. And you would swear that people in Trinidad and Tobago, they've never had a day in their life where they had to go through traffic. Obviously, we don't have traffic in Trinidad and Tobago. Obviously, like people who are going to work this morning. Well, I mean, school closed, right? I think. So, of course, you're going to get it smooth into Port of Spain. And later this evening, of course, no traffic going home either. Now, if you heading east from 3 p.m., you ain't going to end up in no traffic. And if you heading into Port of Spain from 6 a.m., you ain't going to end up in no traffic. So, traffic has never been a problem in Trinidad and Tobago. But, when we have another prime minister coming into the country, and people have a little traffic to endure, well, but here it was bad, eh? It was bad. It was worse than normal traffic. But I think who had to take responsibility for that is people who come with traffic plan. Who came up with the traffic plan? You understand? Because obviously, you drew up a traffic plan. But cutting off roads for security issues and that kind of thing, that is standard procedure when you have people visiting other prime ministers and stuff visiting your country. It's standard procedure. You could go and look all over the world. Right? It has certain protocols that you have to adhere to. But whoever did the traffic plan, they obviously did a bad job. But nevertheless, what I was saying with Modi, you have a prime minister like Modi, who's the prime minister of the largest democracy in the world. Right? You have India with 1.46 billion? 1.46 billion people. You have the opportunity for a huge export market or a huge market that we could engage in trade from an agricultural standpoint and everything, food security, whatever. And the only thing that some people could find to do is cut out 15 seconds of his arrival, and there was the 3 little boys that came to represent, and our prime minister took a back seat. She put them to the front, and she kind of stepped to the side, and they got the opportunity to shake Prime Minister Modi's hand and whatever. And the young man in question I'm talking about, when he came up, because there was 2 boys of East Indian descent and one of African descent, Modi then shook his hand, met him and everything, and he kind of put him to the left. But as he positioned him to the left, the protocol officer kind of pulled him to the back, because I think she had read the play wrong. She probably didn't. It's just a simple miscommunication, Then the next child, he make sure and he take the child and he pull the child to the right. And he wanted the middle, he pulled to the middle, and then like he was looking, like he realized, and then they bring back small man, and they put the 3 of them in front, and Modi and our Prime Minister stood behind them, and they took the picture, but there was nothing in it. If you see the whole clip, not the 15 seconds that they cut out, is nothing. Is nothing. And if you see the comments on that clip, and that's how dangerous social media is, that's what makes social media a bad place to be sometimes, is that you just have people who up to no good and they're just up to mischief. Why try to taint the character of a visiting prime minister? I mean, something had to be wrong with all your head mentally, boy. You can't be no right thinking person, honest to God. Anyway, we were talking about education, and in light of that, Palm Star Promotions is back with the 4th annual Spelling and Vocabulary Challenge, and your child can be the next spelling star. I think, Barpo mentioned spelling bee and all kind of thing. That's all right. Yeah. So, happening July 12th at Lowlands Mall. It's open to standards 3, 4, and 5, 9 to 12 plus, including homeschool students. And the top prize is the desktop computer for the school with the most student entries and points, plus loads more up for grabs, tablets, medals, and exciting surprises. So you can shop at Charon's in Tunapuna, Twin City, San Juan, and Digger Martin, and get 5% off any Kotase Kotala dictionary. Register now and visit Palm Star Promotions or call Auntie Esther on 4712604. And remember, no uniforms, dress elegantly casual. It's time to listen, learn, and shine only with Palm Star Promotions, all right? And that is this weekend, people, in case you wasn't counting or checking or wherever. Also, we want to remind you about elders. If you're not happy with your child's end of term results, don't worry, enroll them in Elders Vacation Bootcamp classes and get them serious about their education and improve those grades for the new school term. Also, Elders has the 8 weeks conversational Spanish class that is open to students who just finished SEA. Forms 1 to 5 students and adults, and you can call them on 6278642 or WhatsApp them on 7155480. You can also visit them at 48A Pembroke Street in Port of Spain. And finally, I want to remind you about, where is it? Oh, Jameson. That's right. Jameson. So we want you to boost your immune system with Jameson immunity products and fight off the seasonal sniffles such as their cold fighter with echinacea, vitamin C chews with the honey lemon flavor, and for additional support, try their delicious vitamin D3 chews and ultra strength zinc. Chew, fight, and feel amazing with Jameson trusted vitamins and minerals. And with that, we take a break. When we come back, Fincy Mas, we had a deal. We'll show you what we encountered over the weekend. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji. Are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 868-384-3844. Located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited, quality you can trust.
In 1956, he exploded onto the Calypso stage with and for 50 plus years, the magnificent Mighty Sparrow ruled the world stage with hit after hit. Be part of an unforgettable night as some of his younger proteges take the stage like Roddy McIntosh, Chuck Gordon, Devon Seal, KB Charles, Terry Lyons, Pink Panther, Oscar B, and Luther to say thank you, Sparrow.
That's all, that is all, that is all.
And San Fernando, because you asked for it, you got your wish. Thank You Sparrow is now South and North. Saturday, 26 July, Sapa, and Thursday, 31st, the day before the holiday, Napa. Showtime, 6 p.m.
And the Mighty Sparrow himself have asked that the first edition tickets at $75 off be extended until his 90th birthday, this Wednesday, July 9th.
For more info, call 491-1802.
Thank you, Sparrow.
Yeah, so that day, welcome back to Breaking Dawn. This is the second hour, but 10 minutes past your 7 o'clock. We got E-Nights coming up. after the next break. But that there was Soca Monarch final night. That is actually, well, the winning performance by Fireman Hooper and Skinny Fabulous. It's the first time that they've collaborated on a song for Soca Monarch. They usually were, you know, very fierce adversaries, always at war with each other. But apparently, somehow or the other, they put aside the differences and they ran out on Soca Monarch stage. They went into the studio first. They recorded the track called Erupt. And everybody knew it was coming. You know, from where I was, because, I mean, we sent the cameraman, Chris, you sacrifice yourself, boys. You take one for the team. Chris Hole here went from black to gray. If that is any, how could I put it, boy? If that is any indication of what you're going to look like when you reach my age and your hair start to gray, buy some dye. All right, what's the name of the dye we have? By Jens. All right, nice man. Organize yourself with some by Jens. You'll put aside some for you. You ain't what I agree. Look, it ain't no good on you. All right, so as you can see, people were covered in some sort of ash or what. Listen, it was madness. I was over by the stands, right? And I had my phone out, and there was a part of the performance where they say, on the count of three, we're going so. And unfortunately, they were pointing in my direction. And I see the whole, crowd, the whole crowd. You imagine you're recording a video here and people saw, and then you see everybody just coming at you like, man. It was something out of like, like one of those, like a I Am Legend movie. Like I Am Legend, and you just see this, yeah, boy, they're just coming at you, boy, and I was like, oh God, what's just going on here? As in two minds there, put on the phone or hold your ground. Put on the phone or hold your ground. What do you do now? It was one of those frozen moments. A freeze. I didn't know what to do. But that was the performance of the night. There was one performance before them. That was Gio and, it was Gio and who? Soa? Right. And unfortunately for them, boy, they ran on. This is not easy for performance, They ran on and there was a technical difficulty and they had to stop the performance and then go back and come back on again and start over. I do not know what they finished. I don't know what position they finished in, but I thought that was a bit of an injustice there to them. That technical difficulty that, you have the clip? Which you want, but this was total madness, boy. And we had to say, I would love to I mean, we spoke about this, right, Mario? We would love to be the distributor for BOP or Protox or any type of bug spray. Once it's a bug spray, we would love to be the distributor for that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Oh, this was Gio and they, right? This was the one, yeah, they performed before Fireman, Hooper and Skinny. But they had a technical difficulty and they had to stop the performance and start over, which was a bit, difficult. That was a difficult thing to have to deal with, right? But all in all, the Soca Monarch was high energy, like how Trinidad Soca Monarch used to be. Back in the days when Super Blue and Ronnie McIntosh and Iowa George and these guys. This is it here. This is Gio and they. So you see they come on with that energy here. And, but I don't know if this was when they came back on. This is when they come back on. But they have one of the bigger tunes of the Carnival as well. But it was unfortunate that they run out with that kind of energy. Because remember this the power category, yeah? So when you hype up yourself to run on and deliver a performance, and then you hear technical difficulties, and you have to go back, cut your performance, go back and come back on, it's not the same energy. And the crowd now, the mic, it was a mic issue. All right, but that was Soca Monarch. And Soca Monarch is alive and well in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I can tell you that. So I don't know what we're going to do with Trinidad and Tobago, because Trinidad and Tobago is still the Mecca. Everybody that wins a Soca Monarch throughout the Caribbean is Trinidad and Tobago. They're looking to come, because Soca Monarch is the stepping stone for many careers to be propelled. So, and a lot of the bigger artists had to respect that too. A lot of you wouldn't have been where you were where you are right now if it wasn't for Soca Monarch. If it didn't have a Soca Monarch, where your career would that be? Or let us still be struggling to probably get gigs in New York. Anyway, and other parts of the world. And that is real. Soca Monarch brought that attention to soca music, and your stocks went up. Let me put it that way. It didn't have artists that win Soca Monarch or participated in Soca Monarch who didn't benefit from being in Soca Monarch finals. Even if you run last. Once you make that final, they recognize it. Because when you go to get gigs all over the world, is yeah boy, that man, he was the 7th place in Soca Monarch. It carried a certain status, you know. We also have CDC's event. That's the Evo. The Evo was Carnival Friday. Carnival Friday. This is a CDC event. It was held on the playing field at the Arnorsville Stadium, the sporting complex on the playing field. And JMCP, this is the event that JMCP and many of the other, well, it's Evo, the concept of Evo is the evolution of the artists and the music, right? Through St. Vincent and the Grenadines throughout the years. So you will get like the older artists coming, performing, and then they work their way up the road to present day, right? So the music, you get a wide range of music. You don't get one, well, in other words, you know, in Trinidad and Tobago, you go after and you hear the same 20 songs over and over and over. You don't get that in Evo. Because in Evo now, you have a wider catalog of music to be entertained by, right? From back in the day, come straight up the road. This is, that JMZ? Yeah, that JMCP. JMCP, his performance, boy. He still have it. I see my boy Luther run out too. Did a performance with him. Luther, big up yourself, morning to you. Luther is now a diplomat out in New York for the CDC. Yeah. For the country, for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right, that's Luther there in the well, they just had him there with the one side of pants pull up and the hat. Right. No, yeah, the 1 foot pull up here, I know that. That trademark thing. All right, so that was Evo. We were also at a fete called Happy Mess. And I have to tell you, I think they named it Happy Mess because of the aftermath. Because that place was in a total mess. Chris, Happy Mess, right. Now, Happy Mess, now let me tell you something, eh? This fete was seemingly quite calm until an artist by the name of O.G. Parks run on the stage. O.G. Parks, apparently, as I learned, Russian get on bad too, the DJ Russian. Yeah. But O.G. Parks is the next, or one of the biggest names in St. Vincent and the Grenadines up and coming right now. He's a bit raw. I realized that when Diego did the interview with him because I get the impression he's like, he like 50 Cent before 50 before he got signed by Aftermath. So he underground. It's like you're coming from the underground and you're ripping up in the underground and then you start to make music and it gets out there, but you yourself still raw and you haven't understood the commercial side of things just yet. So I think when he starts to understand the commercial side, hopefully he starts to understand it soon because the brother are real talented. I guess I might even equate him to like Vinci version of Young Brother. I guess you could say so. He's like a Vinci version of Young Brother. But Young Brother, if O.G. Parks paying attention, has come to the point in his career where he has understood a level of you have to maintain a certain level of professionalism, and then there is a commercial aspect to it that you have to adapt to, if in order to make that money. If you think you're making money now by showing up in Africa and getting a few, how much ever they pay the artists here, wait till you start to do that, brother, because you're real good. Where the footage from me fed? But what trouble is this? But I now realize the footage gone. Yeah, happy mess is an early morning thing. Yeah, we leave when the sun came up. Right? Yeah, all of that there with the flares and the, let me tell you something, all eyes went, well, Daisy, the MC for Russian there, but the chaos started when OG hit the stage. And I talking about fence, if you see how they was pulling that fence, I swear, just go and break through that fence. So there, I see that fence bend so, you know. And then come back up so, you know. I swear. Serious, you know. I'm telling you, I see that fence coming down. They had to stop the performance like 4 times to tell people, listen, if all of those stop pulling on that fence, we're going to stop the fete. People start to get on crazy. I never see a place went from 0 to 100 so fast. The place was calm. I was almost at the point of saying, fellas, let me go. And then next thing you know, I see fireworks shoot up in the air. Boom, boom, boom. And I see this man walk on the stage, he rest down, he drink. And then he talk on the mic. And all of a sudden, it's Whale Fussy. It was Whale Fussy? Whale Fussy. Whale Fussy, that's the thing. Whale Fussy. Yeah, you could pick the double entendre in that. But it's Whale Fussy, right? Whale Fussy. He said, Vinci, people fed up a saltfish. They were whale fussy, right? So, listen, the fella, real talented, real high energy, remember that name, OG Parks. And interestingly enough, in his background, he still is or he used to be a maxi conductor. What we know as a maxi conductor. He used to be a maxi conductor. All right. We leave it right there. Eh? Oh, no. We are Whale Fussy in this morning. It's too early to Whale Fussy. Let me do Whale Fussy this morning. All right? Let me keep it a little PG. We don't want to go to the Whale Fussy. Right? We also had Flair. I tell you, this real thing we cover over the weekend. You know, we had Flair. Right? Chris will pull that up. In the meantime, I'm having a very interesting drink this morning. Mario has convinced me to try one of his non-alcoholic beverages because he doesn't drink alcohol, although he bought all of it in abundance yesterday. But nevertheless, he has indulged me here in the bitter lemon. Island Chill by Hyrule, bitter lemon. It tasted real good. I must say, it tasted like I would say a carbonated lemon juice, but it's nice. It's a nice vibe. It's a good vibe to start the morning with, you know? It right here. It fell, Chris. It fell. All right? So, we're going to get the Flair and, what's the other one we have? Wet Republic? Wet Republic? All right, let me get Wet Republic. We'll do Wet Republic and then we'll go back to Flair. We were supposed to get a brunch on Soca, but we didn't get a brunch on Soca. I understand that today, after Juve, AM Jamboree is a big one. This was Wet Republic? Wet Republic. So Wet Republic is by the beach. Yes? Is where? E.T. Joshua Beachfront on the tarmac. On the tarmac. So Wet Republic, when we went in, there are these big like water slides, inflated water slides, and there's the bull, the spinning bull that the girls were trying to. I don't know if there was a prize given away or whatever, but they were really. Women just keep coming up and try to ride this bull for as long as they could, and they had the timer and everything there, but I don't know if they were giving away a prize, but many women were participating, so I would imagine it might have something to win. Huh? We had plenty to see there. Oh, yeah. That was fun. But eventually we had to find our way to the bar. And as we did, we had to go through all these people, right? That whole crowd. We had to come from one side. You see, we're seeing that slide in the background there, that big slide, that inflated slide going up in the air. We had to go through all these people here because we couldn't get to the bar down to the back. So we said, boy, it must have our next bar. And we went on the mission. It's a good thing NCW was with us because he tall. So he could have see over the crowd and he see in the next bar, but we couldn't see it. So he said, look, let me walk in that direction and have a bar over there. We went across and yeah, this was a good vibes too. This was a real good vibes. This started at 4 p.m. and up to 10:25. When we left, it was still going on. Yeah, up to after 10. But Wet Republic, you know, definitely one you want to check out when you come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for Carnival next year. Also, we also engage with 26 minutes past your 7 o'clock. We're getting the E-nights shortly. But Chris, when you're ready with it, you let me know, you know. Flair. Right? We also went to Flair. Flair was somewhat of it was a semi-inclusive. Food inclusive. Was a food inclusive. You had to buy your drinks, which was not a problem because, I mean, I just drink vodka and cranberry. And of course, Flair was Saturday, so your boy could have take a drink. And it's like 10 EC, which is equivalent to like $20-something. Right. In a fete in Trinidad, you're paying $40 EC for a vodka and cranberry. 40, yeah, TT. So you're paying like $20-something for a vodka and cran. So it's cheaper. Actually, alcohol real cheap. If you ask me, I find alcohol real cheap over here. It's cheaper than in Trinidad. We just pay more money for alcohol in Trinidad. I'm telling you, look, Hyrule, the beer, the local beer, $5. 5 EC. A bottle of White Oak is what? 25? Look at that. $25, $26 EC for a bottle of White Oak. I show a bottle of White Oak in Trinidad to because over $100. That's what I'm saying. Alcohol real cheap here. A bottle of vodka is about 40 EC, 50 EC. About 36 to 40 EC, yeah. Alcohol real cheap here. I don't know why. I don't know why in Trinidad, because when I go to buy a liter of vodka, because it's only buy by the liter now, buying a bottle is making no sense. Right? But the difference in price. So I just buy a liter. When you buy a liter in Trinidad, it's like 200, average about 220. Anywhere between 190 and 220 will pay. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. So when you come across here now and you see vodka selling for 40 EC, but you want to take that off the shelf because when you do your calculation, that's about $80 to $100 less than in Trinidad. So, you know, I don't know. And I find vehicles cheap over here too. Like the minivan that Chad, we have a driver called Chad. Huh? It's a Noah. Okay, but he told me he paid, but it's not the latest, but he paid like 30,000 EC.
Yeah, that's the price. That's the price for that.
Yeah, now minivan. Yeah?
It is a
7-seater. 7-seater? Yeah. Yeah, for real. Chris, you have it? All right. Flair. So Saturday we were in Flair. Flair was, all right, like I said, food inclusive. It was more of a, how can I put it? I don't want to say an uptown thing, but a more mature. Should I use, am I using the right term, fellas? Would we describe Flair as a more mature vibes? Right. Happy Mess and I would say Wet Republic was a more kind of younger crowd. You get, well, majority younger people, but you get the, you know, you get the age like my age and thing in between, you know. But,
None too much above your age.
Nothing too much above my, well, I see people like in the 50s and thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing too much.
Yeah, but that is in the minority of people in that fit. The majority of the fet is really young people, but this one was a more mature vibes, Flair. A Problem Child having a real good year, boy. Problem Child have a tune they call I Can't Take On. I ain't lying, eh? Yeah, man. So Flair, we got into Flair, the decor was just on point. They obviously spared no expense on the decor. What was the name of the DJ who mashed up the place, boy? Kevin Krong. Kevin Krong out I think New York. Floor the place. That brother real talented boy. And I was telling Chris, I was telling my cameraman, I said to do what he doing, to play music and talk and create a hype and be on point like how he was on point, it is a very, very difficult skill, right? So big up Kevin Krong. But Flair, this was, who's on the stage here? Oh, that's Kevin Krong, right? That's Kevin Krong doing his thing. Then you had Problem Child came out and he performed. Nadia Batson performed. I saw Nadia backstage. It was a good time to see my old schoolmate after all these years. Finally caught up with her. So we had a little conversation there and then she was off. But big up Batson as well. Batson rocked the place. Who else was in Flair that performed? OG Parks was here. Yeah. No, Skinny wasn't there. Skinny was there last night in Wet Republic. But he only came on for like a few minutes to perform a song with Problem Child and then, I don't know, he bust out because I remember Problem was saying Skinny there. And then like he had gone to, he probably left to go to some other event, who knows, right? But Flair was our vibes, I must say. The vibes in Flair was the music and that guy there on the stage right there, Kevin Krong. They go really tell me about it, you know. They go say that Kevin Krong boy. You know, that fella, real good. He real good. There's problem here. Yeah, well, Problem Child is having, like I say, they say in St. Vincent and Grenadines, they're saying, you know, they don't know what's going on with Problem Child. Problem Child just keep releasing music and every tune that he release hit in. So he on point. It's hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. I'm telling you, these fellas, remember they write a lot of music for our local artists as well in Trinidad and Tobago. So these fellas are just talented on stage with the mic, but they're also talented with the pen, which you got to acknowledge. Because, I mean, when you check and see how much tune Skinny Fabulous is write for Trinidad and Tobago artists and Problem Child, you know, it's a lot of music, a lot of music. Nadia Batson writes a lot too for people. There are other people who also, you know, but I'm telling you. Huh? Teja does write real music for real people. You know, it's the writers, boy. You have to acknowledge the writers. And it was only in Evo I learned that Black's Hulk, I feel like Hulk. I didn't know. You know, right that? What do you know, right Hulk? James E.P. James E.P. wrote Hulk and give it to Blacks. And I learned that the night of Evo when he performed Hulk. So he does perform Hulk anywhere he's performing as a tribute to Blacks. Because he write that for Blacks. And if you hear James E.P. perform that, and you hear Blacks perform it, it's almost the same thing. Right? That's how on point James E.P. is. But anyway, we in Vincimas 2025, we got Juve to go to this morning. We should get the last maybe half of Juve. Because we don't know how everything, I mean, listen, everything that we thought would have finished 9 o'clock went to after 10. Everything we thought would have started for 2 o'clock started at 4. And everything that we, you know, so times kept the weather to air. Because with some of the fets, when the rain fall, that would keep back your opening and that kind of thing, right? And it's setting up and thing would throw you back. And of course, we in the rainy season in the Caribbean. Rain falling kind of funny here though. We had some hard showers. How rain does fall in St. Vincent and Grenadines is like this. It's fall hard and then stop. That's how it is fall. Just hard rain and then stop. Hard, short, and stop. That's how it is be. So it's been a terrific time so far. Today will be the first day I'll experience with Juve. It'll be the first experience for the T-shirt mass. It will also be my first experience tomorrow for Mardi Gras. And then we're going to wrap up on Wednesday. So we're going to take a break. And as we go to that break and we get ready for Eden Heights, because we get to the Eden Heights now to close the show. But as we get ready for them, I would like to, oh God, what's this? Why, oh good God. Why does this always happen every morning now, since I hear? Since I hear, this is happening. And I don't have time with it right now. Because I got to, okay. I want to remind you about Flow. So Flow, that's right. As we go to the break, protection that moves to your beat. Stay protected with Armor Security. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security powered by Flow, backed by All Pro. Visit discoverflow.co for more details. And we also want to remind you this morning about Steel Force Caribbean Limited. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, located at number 47, lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal. They're your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication. And they offer full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication, and erection. Pipe details, storage tank details, including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set at API standards. They offer a wide range of services for residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and they extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So give them a call on 490-2771 or 399-7590, and it's Steel Force Caribbean Limited, reinventing the standard on how we handle steel. And we also have Eden Heights, as we go to the break. So Eden Heights Clinic, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. And they also have consultation services in live blood analysis, child counseling, heart disease, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. You can visit them at any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Chaguanas, or Tobago. You can also give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. WhatsApp them on 493-9196. And email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. Stay tuned. When we return, we will be joined by Dr. Navarro and Dr. Thompson. And we're going to take you to the top with that. So we'll be back after this.
In 1956, he exploded onto the Calypso stage with and for 50 plus years, the magnificent Mighty Sparrow ruled the world stage with hit after hit. Be part of an unforgettable night as some of his younger proteges take the stage, like Roddy McIntosh, Chuck Gordon, Devon Seal, KB Charles, Terry Lyons, Pink Panther, Oscar B, and Luta to say thank you, Sparrow.
That's all, that is all, that is all.
And San Fernando, because you asked for it, you got your wish. Thank You Sparrow is now South and North. Saturday, 26 July, Sapa, and Thursday, 31st, the day before the holiday, Napa. Showtime, 6 p.m.
And the Mighty Sparrow himself have asked that the first edition tickets at $75 off be extended until his 90th birthday, this Wednesday, July 9th.
For more info, call 491-1802.
Thank You, Sparrow.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
In 1956, he exploded onto the Calypso stage with and for 50 plus years, the magnificent Mighty Sparrow ruled the world stage with hit after hit. Be part of an unforgettable night as some of his younger proteges take the stage like Roddy McIntosh, Chuck Gordon, Devon Seal, KB Charles, Terry Lyons, Pink Panther, Oscar B, and Luta to say thank you, Sparrow.
That's all, that is all, that is all.
And San Fernando, because you asked for it, you got your wish. Thank you, Sparrow is now South and North. Saturday, 26 July, Sapa, and Thursday, 31st, the day before the holiday, Napa. Showtime, 6 p.m.
And the Mighty Sparrow himself have asked that the first edition tickets at $75 off be extended until his 90th birthday, this Wednesday, July 9th.
For more info, call 491-1802.
Thank you, Sparrow.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators, parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
To strengthen your immune system, you need to nourish your body with foods rich in antioxidants. Exercise regularly and build your immunity with supportive nutrients. That's why the experts at Jameson created products for immune support made with pure ingredients. For 100 years, Jameson has helped take care of you and your family. At Jameson, your wellness will always be our goal. Jameson, here for your health.
All right, people, so we're back on the inside. We're just about 14 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. We got 15 minutes with Ignite, so obviously we're going over 8 o'clock. But nevertheless, because no matter how you work the maths, it go maths like that, right? 15 and 40, 50, right? So we got Dr. Thompson and Dr. Navarro with us. I understand that the topic this morning will be, it has to do with constipation. So if you are somebody who is constipated on a regular basis, you want to pay attention here because apparently we will go through the causes and some of the solutions in terms of constipation. So I don't know who is going to start off the conversation this morning, if it's going to be Dr. Navarro or Dr. Thompson, but who's starting things off, gentlemen?
Well, you see, Dr. Thompson don't have the constipated face look already, so he can start.
All right, let me see what our face look like. Yeah, sure. Oh, we're bringing him in now. Yeah.
All right. You hear me? Right, good, right? Yes. Morning to you, morning to everyone, all of the viewers, and of course, listeners. Right. So basically, what I want to start with actually, we're continuing what we call Christmas in July special. That actually started on the 1st of July, and it's going to finish on the 11th. Yes, you didn't get that one, Steph. We didn't mention it last week. So something new, that is where you actually, live blood analysis was 400. You can actually get it for 350. So this should be, I guess, your last week to get that particular special. So you can WhatsApp us on 493-9196, 493-9196, right? So that's his Christmas in July special. All right. We also, for Tobago, we're gonna be back in Tobago need to make their appointments, they can actually call us on the 493-9196, 493-9196, right? So that's for Tobago and for Trinidad, but of course we have the Christmas in July special, which is basically this week will be the last week. So call the numbers for Trinity 640-8985, for Chaguanas, you can get us on 613-7571. Right. So dealing with the topic of constipation. All right, getting rid of constipation. Now, with constipation, you always have to look at the causes and then, of course, the solution. So some of the causes is if you're eating anything that doesn't have enough soluble fiber, or let's say insoluble fiber, then automatically that person will eventually end up with constipation. Okay, so those are foods that don't have fiber. So in other words, once you're a person that is not eating plant-based foods, automatically you'll end up down that road having constipation. Now, when we say plant-based, we're talking about things like your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts and seeds, talking about things like sweet potatoes, yam, dasheen. All of these different foods will have insoluble fiber and soluble fiber as well. Basically, when you come down to the area of constipation, some person may be having one bowel movement sometime within a week. Some will have it every other day. Some will be coming into the clinic. They have been constipated for actually sometimes 2 weeks. I've met persons who have been constipated for a whole month. All right. Now, when a person actually is constipated, they tend to feel bloating. They tend to feel like a lot of gas coming on. It does affect the brain function as well too. Some person get memory loss. Some person actually end up with anxiety and even depression when they are actually constipated. So this is something you actually have to really pay close attention to. You might be dealing with a patient who is very depressive, who basically has anxiety, or who is consistently under stress. that person actually might be constipated and don't even know. Sometimes I have seen persons where doctors will actually send them to get x-rays, basically just to check the area of, let's say, the abdomen itself. And sometimes they are reporting that they are back up in the colon, and these persons are going 3 times per day. Why is there backup of feces in the colon? So all of these things you have to put into consideration as well when you talk about constipation. If you don't drink enough water, once you don't get enough magnesium, right? There are certain types of magnesium that work really good for constipation. For example, magnesium chloride, that's one that we use here at the clinic. There's magnesium oxide. There's also magnesium citrate that some persons will also use as well. They work very, very good for constipation. When it comes to sleep, magnesium glycinate will actually work good for that one. It does help a bit when persons use glycinate at night. They do wake up in the morning with a good bowel movement as well. All right, so making sure and drinking enough water is also very important in this area too. And then when a person is constipated, especially those that are severely constipated, they do come into the clinic where we do the colon hydrotherapy. That works excellent for those that actually have constipation. Some of the persons who are constipated for 1 or 2 weeks, they may need actually more than one. So sometimes they may actually come in once this week, then they have to come in another time, within the same week, to get rid of the backup that's actually within the colon as well. For those that actually want to lose weight, it actually works really good for that as well, to colon hydrotherapy. So constipation is something that you need to pay close attention to. If you don't, right, eventually it causes you to go down to a road where you develop certain types of cancer, especially colon cancer. All right, you may develop hemorrhoids. You're going to actually have an issue with the gut microbe if you don't get enough fiber. It could be soluble fiber, insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber, the bacteria or the microbes within the colon, they actually use that. Without fiber, these microbes are not going to survive. There are certain things that will actually kill the probiotics or or basically your gut bacteria. Once you kill your friendly bacteria, you're going to end up with constipation. So that's why persons who are doing a lot of basically things like sugary foods, let's say brown sugar, white sugar, if they're doing like ice cream and cakes and those type of things, they will end up killing their gut bacteria, right? So I just want to just share that. And then, of course, we can bring in Dr. Navarro now as he will finish the conversation. Yes.
Right.
Doc?
Yes, and so what happens to a lot of people, this is a major problem that creates more problem, is when you take a purge. People think that purging helps to relieve the constipation. Yes, as it does help to remove the waste from the colon. But the problem is that you have something called peristalsis muscles that move the stool out of the colon. And every time you purge yourself, those muscles become very lazy. So eventually, using laxatives makes it worse. And not only that, but when you use fiber and water, exercise, all those things, all right, and you have a proper diet which we give you at the clinic, right? The bowel movement comes back in naturally. As compared to when you use a laxative, what you're actually doing is irritating the colon to excrete, which causes major problems with electrolytes and water. And of course, it could lead to renal failure. People don't realize that, eh? You could end up with renal failure using laxative because you realize you're not going off every day. And that's a serious problem. So we are trained as colon hydrotherapists. When we trained, we are taught that laxatives are very harmful. So you want to use natural methods. We have as I said, the colonics. The colonics work very good. It's important to balance the probiotics in the gut. You have 15% bad bacteria, 85% good. And that's important to balance the probiotics, all right? Because it leads to a compromised immune system too.
Okay.
Because your good bacteria, all right, 70% of your defense mechanism is based on the good bacteria in your colon. So when you interfere with that, and most people who have poor digestion, this is another thing too, also has low levels of B12 because you have in your gut something called intrinsic factor. So people who are constipated or who have digestive issues usually have a very poor absorption of B12, and B12 is a very important vitamin. It as I said, for uh, the memory, focus, immune system, replication of red blood cells, you need B vitamin. So it's very important that you have proper bowel movements, and that is like having them uh, once or twice a day. I mean, you're supposed to go off every time you eat, all right? But if you
Every
eat,
time you
if you,
eat?
yes, you're supposed to. If you have 3 meals a day, right, and you're only having one bowel movement a day, what's going on with the other 2 meals?
Yeah, that used to happen to me.
Yeah. But that's if you're especially having heavy meals per day, you'll get those three ball movement. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what
So
about
it's
let me
yeah,
just ask this question here. Does I know you all mentioned the colon hydrotherapy and things like that, right? To deal with constipation. But as you mentioned, the bacteria, the gut issue with the bacteria and the balance there,
yeah.
does a detox work for constipation?
Absolutely, because you're taking the people off all the poor quality foods like white flour, dairy, animal protein. Because listen, animal protein, people think when you eat meat, meat has fiber. Meat has zero fiber. There's no fiber in meat. It sits in your colon, and sometimes it starts to decompose. You understand?
Right.
And And do you know something that I read something that says if a lion, right? Lions have very short colons. If the meat stayed in a lion as long as a human person when they eat meat, the lion they poison the lion. You know that a human a human being, sorry.
Oh, right,
That
right.
if they ate meat and they stay the same length of time as a human being, it would poison the animal.
Okay.
It stays there in the system and contaminates, because one of the things that a lot of people don't know, that hydration of water, one of the functions of the colon that a lot of people don't know is it is reabsorption of water and minerals. So picture this: your colon lining congested with waste, the water perforating that, your body needs to hydrate, so it's pulling water through the little vessels, capillaries, back into the system, but it has the toxins. And how we see it is when we look in the microscope, we see yellow crystals all over, showing that the liver is congested and the colon, because liver plays a major part in digestion.
Okay.
So that's called auto intoxication or self poisoning. And we pick that up in the live blood. When we look in the microscope, we see the yellow crystals. So we know the person has waste going back into their system. And of course, we
Somewhat.
have something. Yeah.
No, I was saying it sounds somewhat like oh God, you know when your pipes clogged in your kitchen sink and the water goes
Yes.
down and then it comes back up and it backs back up in the sink itself. There is no steady flow out because
Yes.
over time the pipe starts off this big when you now install it, but with the grease and
Right.
the yeah.
To give you an
Yeah.
idea how much junk is in the colon, you remember John Wayne,
Yeah.
the famous cowboy? Right.
Howdy,
When he
partner.
died,
Yeah.
when he died, he had 70 pounds. He was a big man, eh? He had 70 pounds of fecal waste in his colon. 70 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. He
Wow.
had that amount of waste in the colon. So that, and you know, I remember reading another book from a naturopath, and they said when they clean the colon out, she was a little child, she used to eat crayons, and she did an in-depth colon cleanse, and she had a rainbow stool. You know what I mean?
A rainbow
That
stool?
is, yeah, from eating. She used to eat crayons when she was small.
What?
And it stayed in the colon for many years. And when she did the colon cleanse, all the crayon colors were intermingled, came off the colon, the walls of the colon, and she passed a rainbow stool.
Are you serious? All right, so let me ask you something. What is you said a colon cleanse, right? You said a in-depth colon cleanse or something to that effect.
Well, yes, you do a series of colonics, which we do at the clinic. One colonic, or people take a tea, or they take a purge. That's the wrong thing. You have 3.5 feet of colon, 3.5 feet, right? You're not going to clean a colon in one session. That's absolutely impossible. Especially when you had to look at the stool too. If you're passing stool and thin like strings or little lumps, plunks, plunks, plunks in the bathroom. You understand? You're supposed to release a big piece of stool. You understand? It's supposed to be long and it's supposed to sink to the bottom. Right? When you let go little strands, it means the walls of the colon are compacted with waste. Right? So all that has to come out.
Wow.
Because you're actually poisoning yourself.
What about I think you all spoke about insoluble fiber?
Yes.
Did you mention soluble fiber?
Yes, I did that actually.
Because I saw that there are these products now of soluble fiber that people use. It gets quite thick in water. Yeah, you kind of have to add the water and drink it fast before it starts to thicken. But I know, like back in the day, I used to use what was this fiber? This thing they be selling, boy.
Metabusel?
Psyllium husk.
Yes, I used to use that.
Psyllium.
But to me, like I used to put on weight and then let it off. Like I used to blow up with the fiber and then, I don't know.
I could actually tune in that. According to the different types of bacteria within the colon, some of them would actually cause you to either put on weight or some would cause you to actually lose weight. All right. So you had to know what type of foods coming into your system. So for example, that's why we try to do let's say 90% plant-based foods, and we do have 10%, let's say, animal-based foods. For example, persons will still be using the common fowl eggs. They will do goat milk, for example. So that's like their 10% of animal-based foods, and 90% of the plant-based foods, the soluble, the insoluble fiber. Try to get your fiber from your food itself instead of actually taking a supplement to get your fiber. All right?
Okay.
Because that's why some persons actually are bloating and gas, because they have certain types of fiber, like hard coarse fiber, that you need to actually break down during the cooking stage of it. So that's why sometimes you will hear persons talk about if you eat certain foods, you won't absorb your zinc or your B12, or you won't absorb certain vitamins and minerals. It comes down to knowing what type of cooking, how to cook certain vegetables so that you'll break the fiber apart. Now, prebiotic is very important, which is feed for the good bacteria. If you don't feed your good bacteria, it affects the whole body itself. But you have trillions of bacteria, which is more than cells itself, all right, in the human body. So you have more bacteria than cells. What I wanted persons to know again, of course, we're going to be in Tobago on the 28th and the 29th of this month, right? So book your appointments. You can always call us on the number 493-9196, 493-9196. And of course, we have that Christmas in July special still going on at the moment. It will finish on 11th. So this week is your last week to take advantage of that. You get it on the Facebook, on our WhatsApp, and also Instagram as well. Yes.
All right. Just before we wrap up here, because we're almost out of time, I just have about a minute or so. I just want to ask this final question. I guess I'll toss this over to Dr. Navarro. I realized back of some years ago, when you are active, like you're working out, you're running, you're exercising, that kind of thing, you get better bowel movements.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right? Because exercise is part of the immune system. It stimulates both the immune system and the lymphatic system. Right? And of course, once you're exercising, now depends too, let me say this, Stefan. Depends too. You could be exercising a lot, but your diet is poor. You will still get constipated. You know that?
Okay.
Understand? But it's depends on the more fruits and vegetables you eat. All right?
Okay.
We're supposed to eat more fruits and vegetables, all right, than all this processed. Because today, in today's world, we have so much processed things. All these cereals in the morning we eat, the bake, the flour. You understand? Every morning is flour, bread.
Flour, yeah.
Every morning, you know, and of course you're drinking your coffee in the morning too. So the combination of all these things, right, create problems. So you could be exercising and still being constipated, and you know, you're telling us, you know, but it does help. It does help when you exercise. You understand?
Okay.
Exercising does help with the peristalsis movement.
All right. Well, people, we're out of time with Ignites today, but thanks a lot, guys, and I guess we will be back at it come next week Monday.
Yes.
And I'll be in Trinidad. All right. Take it.
A different background.
Oh, yeah. and most definitely not constipated. So, until next week, guys, have a good one.
All right.
God bless.
Cool. Yeah. So that is Ignites on the inside there. We're going to take our final break. When we return, we're going to wrap things up with the birthdays. And we are off to Juve. Stay tuned.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
No time to waste this vacation. Join Elders Classes Vacation Bootcamp.
Our vacation program has a wide range of CSEC subjects. Also, this vacation, we have an 8 weeks conversational Spanish course. Tradition allows us at Elders to pass on what we know and what we love.
Drill them this vacation. No kicks. Join your batch.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Most popular psychic and spiritual healer, Master Santosh Ji. Are you worried about the problems in your life? Are you facing problems in your relationship? Do you have problems in your job or business? Are you facing health issues? Then the only solution. Master Santosh Ji. He is an expert in palm, face, and horoscope reading. Know your future and change the way of your life. He is expert in solving problems related to love, relationship, job, health, finance, sexual, enemy, spiritual problem, many more. He removes all negativity and gives good luck. He is specialist in getting back loved ones and ex-love back. Get an effective solution for all your problems. Call Master Santosh Ji at +1 868-384-3844. Located in all over Trinidad and Tobago.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal. Reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
All right, so we're back and we're about to wrap things up with the birthdays for today and get Monday behind us. And of course, head out to the Juve celebrations. We're going to bring you some of that come tomorrow. Juve t-shirt mask. That's what we'll be bringing. If we do manage to get some footage from EM Jamboree, we will see what we could do about that. Just to give you a little snippet of that. That's the big one that takes place from a private event perspective this morning. And that's an all-inclusive? All you're sure? Full all-inclusive. Boy, is he line boy, get food boy. Really? Nothing Kelmore has told us has been on point for this entire trip. You understand? So, you know, we're not holding any, no. Anyway, so we got to send greetings to Chloe on attaining her first choice at SEA, Naparima Girls High School for Chloe. Her hard work, discipline, dedication, and determination paid off. And this is coming from her family, mom, dad, and sisters. Nice, man. Chloe, well done. Anybody here remember when they graduated? Or remember the grad? Which one? Like, what is primary, secondary school? I can't remember none, you know, boy. I can't remember. Let me tell you something, eh? I went to Holy Rosary Prep. Maria Garetti, Holy Rosary Prep. Bossier, Government Primary, and then Newtown Boys. It's 4 primary school I went to. So forgive me if I can't remember. And then I went to 2 secondary schools. All right, so 6 schools, people, in 16 years. We're going again. We would like to wish Alvin and Deborah a happy anniversary, celebrating 41 years of marriage, coming from Josiane, Megan, Tia, all grandkids, and all your sisters. Wishing you many, many more. All right? Nice, man. So, happy birthday, happy anniversary, Alvin and Deborah. And we want to tell our director back in studio, New Boy, we have a short man over here that we maneuver into. There you go. Anywhere we go, we end up with a short man, under 5 feet. All the best. They can go, what's the name of the place? 5 Islands? You can't carry them there, though. All the best to Andrew Dindial. Wishing you a very happy birthday. May the Lord continue to guide you and bless you with everything that is good. With love from Uncle Fariz, Auntie Christine, Zaria, Aliyah, and Ariel. You mean so much to us. You are a member of our family, our son. Nice, man. I don't know if it's that's adopted or they're just saying, you know, like a son does, but nevertheless. Happy birthday to a granddaughter, Amanda. Amanda, happy birthday to you. Amanda is celebrating a birthday today, coming from her grandparents, Amadat and Lazina, mom, Natasha, and also her 2 brothers, Adam and Alex, and the Bahadur Singh family. So happy birthday going out to Amanda. 3 more. And bien de Juve. Morning shouting happy 7th birthday to Josephine Albert Singh. She celebrated it on the 6th of July. And this is coming from Marcus and Felicia Albert Singh. Grandparents Winston and Sybil. Aunt Melissa and Michelle. Cousins Nijoma, Mael, Isa, and Nikolai. May God richly bless you. Love you from, from everybody. Lovely. Boy, that was some hard names that I maneuver, boy. All right. We're going again. We just want to send out a happy birthday greeting to our amazing daughter, Kayla. Wishing her a sweet and blessed 16th birthday. May the good Lord continue to bless you and keep you safe always. All the love and happiness from your mom, Michelle. Michelle. And finally, here we go. The daughters of Cheryl Richards Lambert. The daughters of Cheryl Richards Lambert would like to send her birthday blessings. She celebrated it on the 5th of July. She's the same day with my brother, my youngest brother, the 5th of July. They say, quote, Mommy, we love you and God bless you always. You never cease to bring adventures, advice, and joy to us, end quote. So happy birthday going out to Cheryl Richards Lambert. And with that, we wrap up for today, people. Tomorrow we'll be back to do it all over again. We'll bring you some Vinci Mass madness, the Juve, and definitely the T-shirt mass. And of course, tomorrow is Mardi Gras. So we have a full few days ahead of us. Yeah, so it's off to get, it's paint, it's not mud, it's not oil. You'll get some oil. No oil for me. Too high in cholesterol. We'll be back tomorrow.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.